4,000 years ago, in ancient Mesopotamia, along the Euphrates River in present day Iraq, existed one of the most glamorous cities of the ancient world, called Babylon. It is said that this city had no natural resources like forests or mines, and it had insufficient rain to raise crops. Yet it was one of the richest cities in history, and that was because of the engineering feats, wisdom, and wealth management abilities of the people living in Babylon. They were educated people, and it is said that they were the first known doctors, engineers, or financiers. They didn't have paper but inscribed their wisdom on clay tablets. The city had marvelous architecture, and the inhabitants lived a prosperous life in Babylon protected by massive walls. All this make it difficult to believe such a developed city existed so many centuries ago. But around 2500 years ago, Babylon was attacked and conquered by the enemy. From then, the city lost its power and prosperity, and people abandoned it. Babylon, once the wealthiest city, became lonely and forgotten. Until the beginning of the 20th century, when a German archaeologist discovered its foundations, excavated, and recovered the clay tablets of that period, Babylon fell and became a deserted ruin. But the wisdom of Babylon remains.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Hello everyone, my name is Saurabh and I welcome you to Exports. Today I'm going to talk about this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, and share 5 key lessons from this book. This is written by George Samuel Clason in the year 1926, and it shares some simple yet powerful financial lessons through the stories of Babylon, which we talked about in the introduction. The author says that the lessons were inscribed on the clay tablets excavated from the ruins of Babylon. I found that this is an excellent book on personal finance, which is highly recommended for learning wealth management. And whatever you are going to be in your life, you need to know how to manage money so that you have enough of it, because ultimately that's what we all want, enough money. You won't find the concepts in this book any rocket science or engineering mechanics, whichever is difficult for you. The lessons are pretty easy, and since it's a century old book, you may already know few of the concepts, but still it's worth reading.
Okay.
This would help you if you don't know anything about wealth management. I fell in the same category. Just 1 year ago, I didn't know anything about personal finance. I used to believe you earn money and save it in your bank account. That's all. That's stupid. Luckily, personal finance is much more than that, and thanks to books like Rich Dad Poor Dad and The Richest Man in Babylon, which have helped me understand some of the basics of it. And before I share with you the lessons from this book, I must tell you I'm not a financial expert. Whatever I'm going to share is what I have learned from this book. So let's begin from the first lesson. The first lesson is pay yourself first. What does it mean? Okay, for answering that, let's first consider these two equations. Are there any difference between these two? Mathematically, there is no difference. They are just rearranged. But in terms of personal finance, the difference between these two makes all the difference. The first equation says that you should spend your money first and then save what is left. So it prioritizes the expenses more than the savings. In contrast, the second equation says you should save first and then spend what is left. So it prioritizes the savings more than the expenses. The book says you should follow the second equation, that is, first save money for yourself and then spend the rest. But how much should you save? There is no exact number for that, but it should be a minimum of 10% of what you earn. So if you are earning rupees, let's say 50,000 per month, then save at least 10% of it, that is 5,000. This is just the minimum amount. If your expenses are low, you can certainly save more, and you have to do it every month. Earn, save, and then spend from what is left. The second lesson is control your expenses. The richest man in Babylon says almost every one of us is not satisfied with the money we earn. If we make 30,000 rupees per month, we would feel a lack of money, and if somehow our income increases to 5 lakh rupees per month, we would feel the same lack of money. It happens because when our income increases, our expenses also increase. When our income is low, we drive only motorcycle, travel in economy class flights, and live an average life. But when our income increases, we buy cars, travel in business class flights, buy costly gadgets and expensive clothes, and all this become our lifestyle. Dave Ramsey, an American personal finance personality, says unless you control your money, making more will not help. You will just have bigger payments. So, the more we earn, the more we spend, and the more we get used to it. But if you want to lower your expenses and save money, you can differentiate your expenses based on your needs and desires. Needs are the necessary expenses like buying food, paying bills, or spending on education. Whereas the desires are primarily for entertainment purposes like Netflix subscriptions or partying. So, if you want to save more money, you need to spend only on your needs and not on your desires. Moving towards our third lesson, that is, make money work for you. Now that you are saving at least 10% of what you are earning every month, you can't simply save that money in your bank account. So, what to do with it? The richest man in Babylon says instead of spending your savings on unnecessary things like expensive electronic gadgets or cars, you should spend it on assets like stocks, mutual funds, real estate, etc. In this way, money works to make more money for you, which you should reinvest. The process continues, you get compound interest, and your assets can be a steady source of income. This may not be as simple as it sounds. You need to learn how to invest and train yourself to be more patient. The fourth lesson is luck favors those who take action. I will tell you a story from the book. It's the story of a merchant living in Babylon. Let's call him anything. Let's call him Pappu. So Pappu was married, and please don't underestimate Pappu. An entire Wikipedia page is dedicated to this name. Back to the story. So Pappu was married and earning well from his work. Everything was smooth until one day Pappu's father came to him and told him about an investment. So there was this barren land where canal water could not reach. Pappu's father knew a person who wanted to buy that barren land, build water wells, and bring water to that land to make it fertile. Once it became fertile, he was planning to sell it to the city residents at high prices. But he didn't have the money to buy the land, so he was looking for some people who could invest and be a partner. Pappu's father wanted him to invest in that barren land, but Pappu did not take it seriously and used his savings to fulfill his desires and enjoyed his life with his wife. He completely procrastinated the decision to invest, and someone else invested in it. After a few months, he got to know that the barren land project became immensely profitable and investors earned more than anyone had thought. So, what does the story say? Good luck comes to those who accept the opportunity and take action at the right time. Now, of course, it does not mean accepting every opportunity and investing everywhere, but what it means is investing only after studying it well. Virgil, an ancient Roman poet, said the same thing. Fortune sides with him who dares. So those who would analyze the opportunity, take risk and accept it, only those have a higher chance of being lucky. The fifth and the final lesson is improve your skills. There will be times when we may lose everything we have earned, our money, house, car, reputation, etc. But the only thing which we will never lose is our skill. Skills and experiences are valuable because they will always be there to help us. The book says that you should work on yourself to improve your skills and learn more about your profession. And in this globally competitive information economy where everything is continuously changing, improving your skill is not a requirement but a necessity. Stephen R. Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, said, unless you are continually improving your skills, you are quickly becoming irrelevant. So, whatever you are, try to be better at it. If you are a computer programmer, learn a new programming language. If you are a writer, attend a writing course. If you are a salesman, read books about how to sell better. The better you become at your profession, the more money you will earn. Investing your time and energy in improving yourself is essential because you are your greatest investment. So these were the 5 lessons from the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. I hope you found it valuable, and I would recommend this book to everyone who wants to learn wealth management, as this has some effective and practical lessons. Thank you for watching and making it to the end. Meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and take care.